fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You that chop line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss you, we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste my must have statue. Say me like a cashew, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, God, and say that it's not you. On the head, the man above end up in my gutter. But too much it in the kitchen, some of fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300%
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out with each.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You that chop line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, them rap and they down in our river. Member bowl money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't.
Stibby-dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no keep. And some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for we in Global TV. Check it.
Good morning and welcome to Global Television. It is your program at a glance. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to YouTube. Good morning to TikTok. And of course, good mornings to Instagram. Thank you all for joining us this morning. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to this morning's broadcast, Debbie Jarvis TV. Good morning, and welcome. Good morning, RJ. Good morning, Meet and Teach. Karen DeMod, good morning. Karen Wagwan, bro. Jason Kane, good morning. EM, good morning. How are you? Good morning, Marcia Thomas. Good morning, Norman Ferguson. Good morning, Sharon Bernard. Sophia Hall, Miranda Ruddock, Carleen Jones. Lorna Emery, good morning, Anthony Morgan, good morning. Who is on TikTok? I'm still new to Instagram, so nobody knows I really do live over there. Denise Halton, Carlton Dunbar, J. Ross. Good morning, and welcome. Before we proceed this morning, I will be doing a bit of comms tests. So I am going to call Debbie Jarvis. I am trying to connect up my system to see if it will work for phone call purposes with a clear audio. So I'm going to do a test. What I want you in the audience to do for us is to tell us if the communication is coming through clear to you. Please let us know. I will call Debbie Jervis now, and your job in the comment is to tell us if you can hear anything or how it is coming out. So please, particularly you on YouTube, assist us, please.
A very pleasant good morning and early afternoon to you, Producer Wade. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Debbie Jervis. I am fine, thank you. It is all coming through clear on my side. I'm hoping the audience can hear you. Can you continue to talk, Debbie? And audience, please let me know if you can hear Debbie Jervis.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to those on my American side that celebrate. Happy harvest for those that don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and happy Indigenous People Day to all my wonderful Indigenous people, which are us. I hope y'all have a great day. Today is a big Yammins Day here.
Everyone is saying loud and clear. I think I may have solved my problem. You know, and when people try to call me, no one can hear. If I'm trying to play a voice note, no one can hear. So what I did, I download the WhatsApp on my laptop. So that whole process will be running through the laptop. So I will give you advice as to the number, because we're only going to now take calls on 3131. That's the number we'll be taking call on, because that is the WhatsApp that is connected to the laptop that makes this record, this communication comes out this way. So thank you very much, Debbie Jervis.
You are welcome, my dear. Everyone have an amazingly awesome day.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And do you want to wish anyone happy Thanksgiving while you're here?
Everybody in America, have an amazing turkey day. And I don't eat too much, you know. Leave some for tomorrow. And Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, turkey sandwiches all around and turkey salad all around. Y'all have a great day.
And a great Thanksgiving weekend to all my listeners within North America. Enjoy, and thank you very much, Debbie Jervis. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Y'all have a wonderful, you know what? Happy Tryptophan Day, because after all that turkey eating, yeah, we all gonna be laying on the couch, laying on the floor.
Exactly.
Have a good one, people. Back into the comment section I go.
All right, then. Thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
All right, then. Cool. So there you have it, people. Our communication problem has been solved. What I will do now, I will update the calling number. So if you have an issue you want to talk about on Global TV, we have solved that problem we used to have of calling. So we have now altered the problem. So if you want to call in on Global Television, that is the only number we are accepting call on for while we are live on the program. If you want to call in about a particular issue, then the number on screen is the number to call 01. If you're calling from outside the UK, is +1144 755 1183131. That's the number most of you would have been aware of that number. So, oopsie daisy, I've solved a problem that I normally engage in on a regular basis. So, yes, global TV is improving and we are growing. Gloria Morris, how are you? Willie Don. Roger Wagwan. Unique Ray, good morning, good morning. Abena Cody, everyone, good morning. Pauline Russell. Eris Swords, good morning. Swords Eris, good morning. Bernice Nicholson. You know, I was passing by a JLP vlogger page this morning. And I heard something. I said, I really, we beat and teach there, yes. I really want to bring this to my audience. Because there are vacancies in the Senate. There may be vacant councillor seats to go for in 2026. There may be also positioning for the next general election, Annie Jones, given that some older folks are stepping down and we're yet to hear and know who is actually replacing them. But let us listen to this JLP vlogger. Note I said JLP vlogger. And then we come back on the other side.
But you know how it is. It's nationwide this morning, and I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. I'm Sandra Roden.
And I'm Ricardo Brooks. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Ricardo. It's a good day to be alive.
It is. Good morning, Mr. King. How is it?
He's showing the peace sign.
By the way, whatever happened to that camera that was supposed to be on that side? You abandoned that since I left. You abandoned it. I see. Good morning to our friends listening on radio. Good morning to you if you're listening on the app or on the website. And hello to you if you're listening and watching on YouTube. Good morning to you. 6:34, and on my mind this morning, I haven't done one of these in a while. It's been a little while. And, you know, listeners, it seems to me that the Mark Golding-led People's National Party would like to have its cake and eat it too. What do I mean by that? They would have the Jamaican people believe the current efforts of the Holness government to ease the burdens of the cost of living crisis are at once insufficient and also too late.
I want you to listen carefully how Ricardo Brooks I take liberty with the Jamaican people. I want you to listen to Ricardo Brooks carefully, because you know Ricardo Brooks is still auditioning.
And by itself, that may well have been enough as a political strategy, cynical though it is. The difficulty arises when one recognizes the very people who are telling the Jamaican people that the efforts of the Holness government are insufficient and too late are also the same people who have so far taken what appears to me to be a perpetual vow of silence on what exactly they would do differently or better than the current government. So yes, they would like to have the cake and they would like to eat it too.
Thank you for joining.
Now, it is true, of course, that the PNP president and the opposition leader did lay out broad outlines of a plan at his party's most recent conference. I do not take that from him. But the scale and the complexity of the cost of living crisis Jamaicans now face does not lend itself to being solved by broad sketches and sound bites, catchy though they may be. The crisis requires concrete steps that are grounded in sound fiscal policy. And this is where leadership and ideation wins the day. So take, for instance, the recently announced planned reduction in GCT on electricity. That is a tangible step. And whether one thinks it inadequate is a genuine matter that can be debated. It's a genuine policy debate that can be had. And we should have it as a country.
Ricardo Brooks is enforcing something the Prime Minister, a part of the Prime Minister, pivot. Starlet Hairlet, Villa One, how are you? Devon Hollyott, Rosemary Samuels. You heard Dennis Brooks told us about the tangible thing the Prime Minister told us about. So Dennis Brooks is saying the little discount what the Prime Minister give you upon electricity bill, it is a tangible benefit. Continue to listen to Dennis, because bear insults.
But what cannot be countenanced and should not be countenanced is a debate where one side refuses to show its hand and believes it can win an election through a strategy of smoke and mirrors. And then there's a $20,000 cash give back. Here's the PNP's spokesperson on social transformation, Patricia Duncan Sutherland, raising an alarm without an alternative.
Originally, this $20,000, which is funded by borrowing against our future earnings for the next 12 years from the Airport Authority, was supposed to be an incentive for revenue generation. So it was supposed to be a tax credit to incentivize people to file their tax returns. And they didn't meet that target. Now they want to just give $20,000 to anybody 18 and over. And they have not identified a specific criteria. This smacks of a vote buying kind of scheme. So instead of us being able to address real needs of people, we're just trying to find a way to get re-elected using the government's money, and money that we don't have, money that we are actually borrowing from future earnings.
Listen to her carefully. She says, instead of seeking to address, quote, the real needs of people, the government has launched a policy that smacks of vote buying. The obvious question is, what are those real needs, Mrs. Duncan Sutherland? How do you propose to address them in a different way? And let's say we take you at your very best, your absolute best, as the debaters would say, and this is indeed a vote-buying scheme. How would you ensure it is not? Because it cannot be that you will say the government should publish a criteria. That was already made manifestly clear that such a criteria would come from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. So what would you do differently? Listeners, I fear the cold truth is that the PNP knows that this policy initiative has proven popular. You just take a cursory scroll on any social media platform and you will see, especially the young PAYE workers celebrating the cash give back.
Ricardo Brooks said the $20,000 that you can barely diesel jerk or wagwan go to supermarket with. The $20,000 then miles, where you can barely go to supermarket with, you know. Ricardo Brooks is saying that is a very popular policy, especially with young people. If this is not auditioning or narrativing, I don't know what it is, Jennifer Haven. But you look like bro God send you out here and may promise you a Senate seat because then promote you to where you never know where they are, you know. Just sit down and read the talk gibberish, you know. Then promote you to where you don't know about. And you still a chat because you think you deserve more.
The PNP knows it has proven popular, and in a perverse and cynical way, they are seeking to discredit it for their own narrow political ends. That is not a strategy that suggests they are interested in solutions. It seems to me they are interested in exploiting grievance to win an election without ever having to account for how they would offer better solutions. The Jamaican people must reject this. My granny would have said, can't buy puss in a bag. Now, none of that is to say the government.
If this is not a written narrative, if this is not a written narrative given to Ricardo Brooks to come out, come help buttress and support Andrew Holness' failure. Two different people, Wayne. Two different people who you're talking about. And Ricardo Brooks, that. What do you mean, Britain? It's the two different people, I don't know what you mean. Of course, that's the script. You can tell he was reading. You could see his eyes were looking down. You can tell he was reading, but he's saying that 20,000 is quite a popular policy, especially among young PAYE workers. Growing global, can you please be unintelligent? There's a can't help a JLP. No, how you gonna mix JLP and intelligent together? Come on now. A JLP, we just have to take what we get. When it comes to the JLP, I saw it go. You just have to take what you get. Or whatever they have, Vernon Adams, and hit them give Carly Richards. So we have to take what them have Raymond G. Sometimes they really can do better, you know. Especially if it's a drowning man clutching at straws. Them really can do better. But when him come out and I tell people, say, the discount pan light bill is a tangible move for the government. And the $20,000 give back is a popular move, popular against young employees. If them something are not insult, because I know. You know, so when at Christmas, we go over the board, which I'm talking about just grocery shopping. During Christmas, Warren mother cells, sorry, let's go. Hold on, my peeps. Hello? I'm good, thank you, but I'm not taking call just now. Do you want to speak about something on the program after I finish addressing what I could do? I could call back. Okay. I will call you back after I address this issue. Okay, cool. No, I'm not. Okay, cool. Okay. Cool. Right, so this man is coming out to enforce Brogard tangible benefit, because remember in his pivoting statement, him come out and him tell us about the tangible benefit and all what him could fool the people about. The problem though, the Prime Minister still cannot even start Spark. Them regularly keep blaming Spark on rainfall. 1 second there. They keep regularly blaming Spark on rainfall and all sorts of other things. But what they have not done is spend $1. They are yet to spend $1 out of the Spark promise they promised us. But this government and in cahoots them is still coming out to tell us that what they have given us is tangible and we must be grateful because this was good support from the government. I don't know what Ricardo Brooks is auditioning for, because going back to what I was said, Christmas coming up now. We'll go over the board pan Christmas shopping. We'll go over the board pan Christmas shopping, you know, when it come Christmas time. How far, Ricardo Brooks, do you think $20,000 can go just in the supermarket? How far do you think it will stretch just in the supermarket? And is this a monthly give back, yearly give back, quarterly give back? Because even if it's a monthly give back, the government set him depend at the moment in order to cushion the hardship of people. That £20,000 per month would barely be a drop in the ocean. This is a one-off. One-off. And the government are going like him and give with house and land. $20,000. And them come out and sing, go tell it on the mountain. How far do you want us to travel and tell that great news of how the government is giving us back nothing? What the government are giving, we can't buy food, you know. When they're stealing billions. Because remember the last $1 million thief was Grace McLean, wasn't it? The last $1 million thief was Grace McLean. Since Grace McLean have billions on a thief in it. And I come look for we hungry and frustrated. What? Because on a top up the $5,000 vote buying with $15,000, we are to jump and glorify and rejoice. So now look after we $20,000 after 9 bloody years. Is this government crazy? Oh, this is what I'm telling you. It's either Andrew Holness intelligent more than all of we, or him fool more than all of we. I would stick to the latter. But sticking to the latter, somebody else is helping this prime minister with the fool galang in with the prime minister. Him one couldn't so fool. One somebody prime minister can't so fool. Because you know, should have shame for talking, you know. This tell you say we politician them no have no shame. This tell you say we politician them know say we are dunce. This tell you say we politician them know say we have some hungry wanga got Gladys $20,000. And if we go to £100, £100, Prime Minister, out of the billions you all have stolen, £100 when I give it back. And we sing gracious and joyful. On a finally recognize we. On a finally I give it something out of the highest. And we are to be grateful. One with we do. Elasticate the $20,000 because it's only way it will get far. You see the price of cabbage and tomato and sweet pepper, sir? How much do you think if you are to eat healthy, Prime Minister? How far do you think the nonsense of your give back can go? Andrew Holness alone, stupid, so somebody else is assisting him. Angel to guide you. Somebody else assist this your Prime Minister. Yeah. One man can't so fool. But then him have town crier like over nationwide. If come to the town crying, ring that bell, spread it across the entire landscape. The Prime Minister is finally delivering prosperity to Jamaica, half-heartedly barefooted prosperity, just like the barefootism of Kim. Remember Kim Lawrence talked to you about that barefooted struggle where she got through to give her a seat, and blame her for crime, and mix her up, says Kim, not me. Because Kim says she don't know about it. So if Kim don't know about the money where Fix Spinner can warrel thief and what she involved in, I want to mix up Kim, and Kim sound don't help her. But we feel rejoice over $20,000. What an insult. Dayton Campbell says the JPS give back is a pound of carrot. How much the NWC give back will be? Pound of tomato? Pound of everything government. And you know why Andrew Holness can treat you like that? Remember, in COVID, Andrew Holness described us as corner shop people. Corner shop people where spread COVID. Was it not how he described us? Corner shop people whereby big jilla aisle, half a bread, quarter stick of butter, and 2 pounds of chicken back, Prime Minister. This is why you can take up $20,000 we call corner shop, Prime Minister. We'll go buy half a bread, 2 pounds of chicken back, pound of rice, quarter stick of butter, Prime Minister. 1 squeeze of toothpaste and half a bath soap. Isn't it, Prime Minister? That's why you can take up $20,000 away. And I tell us to go tell it on the mountain that this Prime Minister is rolling out prosperity. And we are fooling. And we are fooling. A pound of tomato is for $500, Prime Minister. A pound of tomato, Prime Minister, is $500. Go tell it on the mountain. After 9 years, the Prime Minister come with prosperity, and Dion in St. Elizabeth got more than us. Dion got a donkey who could help her to generate, to move things from our farm to the market. Dion got more than us out of prosperity. If you think this whole prosperity nonsense is a joke, welcome. You were late, just like the PSOJ and racism, but you have arrived. Now we know what mass murder equal to. Because I have to write it down, because I couldn't. Every time I try to talk out of my head, I mix up myself, because all my years of studying criminal law, I've never seen this principle. I've never seen the definition. I've never seen anything of such in all my years of studying criminal law. Multiple victim violent incident. I've never seen it in any law books, in any criminal law books that I've read. Never heard any lecturers or professors or whatever speak of such. So I don't know. I do not know. But then again, remember, the Prime Minister studied what is called Doctor of Law and Policy, DLP, not Dr. Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness, DLP. I wonder, because the Prime Minister, in his thesis, what he wrote about was the crime galang in a Jamaican, blah, de blah, blue, de blah, and all of that. I would like to read the Prime Minister thesis when published. You know why, Prime Minister? I want to see if in your study of how crime affects the Caribbean, this definition came up in your thesis as to how these type of murders in Jamaica ought to be categorized rather than see them as the usual mass murder that they are, Prime Minister. What we then turn to is a new whole karanja. Multiple victim violent incident. Prime Minister, I try to work out multiple ways of what it could be, what it mean, and how it sound. What have to happen now, Prime Minister? You would have to develop on this, and the university would have to see if it is feasible to bring it in to the criminal law system. But Prime Minister, I don't know. I'm struggling to understand. You know, I am really struggling to understand. I met Mr. to P. Diddy before I go, because a caller wants to address the race issue in Jamaica against Mount Golden. And I will return the call. But let me say to this young man, you see, if you want bail, talk with the children them there in the tunnel, in the cage. Free the children them what you have in a cage. Talk what happened to Biggie. Talk what happened to Tupac. Or you stay there in peace, because that's where you're going to be. Stop irritate the court and waste time only because you have money. And the American justice system should stop this bullshit. Because if you never have the money, because ordinary poor people picking, you couldn't get so much bail here in back to back. Go on a prison in peace, man. And leave people be. Go on a prison in peace. All right? And leave us the hell out of it. Why don't you confess to your crimes? You have committed a lot of it. Confess to your crime and leave us alone. All right? Good morning, Mikey Natural. Welcome to Global Television.
Bless up yourself and bless up to all the people who hear this. Out in our media land, hold it for love, hold it for heights.
Right, you wanted to address the race issue in Jamaica that is directed at Mount Golden. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. I live in the UK. And conference I go and say, the breaking them everybody on this thing. So I'm on ring and say, natural. But serious, I went on it. And they despicable remark that was far. There were two speakers actually. But one was somebody in Warmington, and this lady who was an athlete for Jamaica named Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. And the level of derogatory, racial, discriminatory words being used on a political platform. What is appalling to me is that our motto in Jamaica is out of many, one people. And the first thing that came to my mind was the fact that we had German people who were shipwrecked and they came to live in Jamaica. So there's an establishment of a German town in Jamaica. So with the rhetoric and the nastiness that was being spilled on that platform, am I to understand that these people are going to tell the Germans to leave Jamaica? Based on the words of Juliet Cuthbert and Mr. Warmington. And I'm quite embarrassed of words like this coming out because our motto, if I can remember clearly while going to high school, was out of many, one people. Right? We had a prime minister in the name of Edward Seaga, who, as far as I'm concerned, he was a Caucasian descendant. But it never seemed to matter to them. And now we are seeing this thing happening in our society. I think this is a bad precedent, and it is creating a war of separation in Jamaica. And it's not a war about white and black, it's actually the elite versus the poor, because that's actually what is going on. So I'm so embarrassed at the fact that I could hear a person like Juliet Cuthbert, who represents Jamaican athletics, speaking such famous and obnoxious words. And I think she should apologize to the whole Jamaican caucus, everyone in particular, because of her rhetoric and her nasty words that she spoke. And of course, every Warmington needs to be kicked out of politics because of his derogatory and despicable remarks that they've been making.
But if I could butt in here, when you look at the makeup of the Jamaica Labour Party, though, it's useless to kind of advance this sort of propaganda when a lot of the people within their ranks are of the same race and descendants or similar as Mark Golden that they detested. So it's kind of, as Mark Golden said, it's really desperation. But what it speak to their integrity as to see how the nation feels about it, but the government is yet to respond, rebuke, condemn, or anything at all to the nation. I think that is the more disrespectful, one of the most disrespectful part of it as well.
Well, of all my years in the Jamaican politics, I think this is a new law. It has never maybe been this low, but this is a new law. Because Juliet Cuthbert did that run again. Her athletic career spanned on things like that. Now to hear her utterances and then to know of her general behavior, using indecent language to people and all of that. You see, when it comes to governance, we have to have people with character who represent our country. And this is not a Jamaica enough. For me, the Jamaica that I serve as a military person, the Jamaica that I built back after Gilbert Blow, and I was working as a soldier to get back Jamaica unquit. I am so embarrassed to know that this is the Jamaica that I'm hearing these people milling around and disrespecting. And I don't want no part of it, Jamaica. That's being coined now, and I am so disgusted.
Well, a political commentator, Kenyatta Powell, says the PNP is to share a part of the blame for the racial tension directed to Mark Golden, because they have, let me finish, they have elected a white Jamaican as leader of the party without having the conversation with the Jamaican people that we have elected a white leader. Can you comment on that bit?
So where should I put Mr. Seaga in this conversation?
Or indeed Michael Manley, because as I said, we have white leaders of both Jamaica, of both parties.
Or indeed Michael Manley. But then, all right, we're going to take it from there, because if we talk about Michael Manley and Edward Seaga, there would have been no conversation there from them because of the hypocrisy. So let's take it to the now. Yeah. When you look in the JLP party, you have advisors from Canada who have never been born in Jamaica talking about our constitution. Now there's reports about gentlemen from with Israeli background or Asian background who's a part of the JLP caucus at the moment. When we look in the caucus, when we look at the thing now, if we look at these people, their roots, some of them were Jamaican, as per Jamaican. They're Caucasian roots. So if we're going to take that route, we can take it holistically now.
I want to bring in something a commenter says. We remember last year Nigel Clark referred to Mark Golden in Parliament as Master Mark, which was quite disrespectful also. Now here a commenter is saying this is the same Nigel Clark who has jumped ship from the Jamaica economy to go and work for the same masters that he described Mark Golden as.
What a bounce, that's like a 40-watt bounce, isn't it? That's hypocrisy 101. You know, and if we keep on doing these things, you see, these are some of the things that the youth, they keep on saying, oh, don't skull China, but you see, these Jamaican youth are quite intelligent enough. And these are the things that the Jamaican youth are looking at and saying, look, we don't think that we want to talk to these guys. We don't want to mix in politics because what are they saying to us? You had Edward Seaga for so many years. Edward Seaga actually wasn't even born in Jamaica. And he, right now, there on words on the ground that he wasn't even buried in Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? So if this man could serve Jamaica like that in his capacity, why can't Mark Golden marry to a Jamaican black woman, Olivia? It's the Sir John Golden Rehabilitation Center by Hewitt. Things to testify of his commitment to the Jamaican people, right? I don't see nothing that Mr. Hollis and his cronies have put in place here because all I'm seeing right now is I'm hearing is money being taken away from the coffers of the Jamaican taxpaying machinery and used in places that's unheard of. We actually hear about the NHD money being banded about in the SSL scenery, and nobody's talking about who got the reward, the percentage profit of yield of it. And these are some of the questions that need to be asked. And if the government change, I would like to have a comprehensive change because if you're going to run with this rhetoric of racism, then let's check out everything then from the field because this is disrespectful. Because first thing, it is disrespectful to our motto, out of many one people.
Let me take it to the PSOJ and let me say here. After the breakdown of phase 1 of the Constitutional Commission review, the Prime Minister, one of the area which Mark Golden held out on was the final court amongst other issues.
Yes.
Rather than debate on that issue, the Prime Minister went in the media and spoke about the ultimate leader of the country should be of Jamaican nationality. Thereby, that happened earlier in the year. It sparked a birtherism movement against Mark Golden. Right. I have been asking the PSOJ to come out and condemn this issue for months. The PSOJ, after Mark Golden answered some questions put to him in the press conference other morning, then the PSOJ, I think, came out on the back of that. What do you think of a white PSAJ organization who has and is condoning this activity from the Jamaica Labour Party?
I think that's a bunch of hypocrisy, my friend. Just like what you said. I mean, who is the PSOJ? These are the guys who fund their big enterprise to earn money from the Jamaican poor people so that they can make these millions and billions. That's the PSOJ. Who are these people? Caucasian-oriented people. Most of these people don't come from Jamaica. Let's look in the tourism sector. The people who own the hotel, they are not from here. None of this money stay in our country. And to know that the services offered by our resourceful people working in these arenas, right? Are you going to tell me that you draw a line so that the Caucasian person is supposed to come to Jamaica for tourism because of your rhetoric and your hate speech in Parliament? That means that, okay, if all tourists are coming to Jamaica now, we should blame the JLP for talking about them on the white people. Do they realize the implication of their words and the wording that they are using in their governance?
But I'm gonna give you your final thought and put a question to you. The Andrew Holness-led government just the other day told us that they need to rebrand Jamaica's image in the tourism sector, but where he turned to is Spain to find a consultancy firm to rebrand Jamaica's image. What do you think about that in the context of the racism driven by the Jamaica Labour Party?
That's a racism, on top of racism. What, we can't find nobody in our country to do that? Why do we have a university? Why do we have institutions of higher learning? Then if we cannot educate somebody to do this, one of the things about Jamaica that we have experts in all of the field, but they are going afield to get people to do these things that Jamaicans, with a near for, can do. Now, this is a total hypocrisy. Why do we need somebody with a Spanish background to rebrand Jamaica? Why? Why do we always have to go further afield to get people to do the job of Jamaicans? Right? And then, if we look at it further, they wanted to get teachers in to pay them higher wages than the teachers in Jamaica. So what are we telling? What are we saying? We're saying that the people overseas deserve more more pay in Jamaica than the Jamaicans themselves. We are being a hypocritical society in terms of what the Prime Minister is doing. And his 2 or 3 flipping and 4 flipping, that don't make it. And I think he is flipping himself out of the governance. And that's my thing. I think all of it is wrong. I think what he is doing is wrong. He has not had a consultation with the people, because everything that they're doing, they don't talk to the people anymore. Whatever they decide, that's what they run with. And that's the hallmark of a poor governance. And I think I can leave it right here.
Thank you very much for your time this morning and for your comments and opinion. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. There you have it. That is Mikey Natural from TikTok giving his opinion on the Prime Minister and his government and cabinet racism. As called Brenda Elson, morning, Miranda Raddock, morning, everybody, morning, and welcome. I realized some of you was saying the call was a bit low, but did you hear overall every or most of everything he said, despite it may be low? Because you know this is our first doing this type of calling this way. So give us your feedback and let us know so we can try to continue to improve how it goes. But it's not a bad start. It is not a bad start. What else do we need to look at here? So the National Integrity Action, they're calling on the government to urgently implement a code. But Daniel Ewa, member said the code of practice, the Integrity Commission code of practice, Ladybug, the JLP, Janet Jones, and everybody, how no do? The JLP them refuse to sign the code of conduct. We have been badgering away at them for quite some time now about this whole code of conduct. Mark Golding and his entire team have signed the code of conduct. The refusal of this government to sign the code of conduct tells you exactly that this government lacks integrity. The fact that this government can be in court trying to struck out Section 14.5 of the Corruption Prevention Act, an act that the Prime Minister debated and passed when he was in opposition. But yes, this government, I don't know how we're going to get them to do it urgently. It's not that it's not there. It is there. They have refused to engage with a code of conduct. Now, a code as to how MPs are dealt with when such blunder in the public, whether it be in Parliament or outside of Parliament, is a matter of what you call ministerial and collective responsibility. They are there. So, what am I saying? Darrell Vaz, Warmington, and Juliet Cuthbert-Finn behavior can be dealt with under ministerial and collective responsibility. There's also system. Well, you said the weather remember, there's flash flood warning across. They give certain parish, but I would extend it across Jamaica because quite a lot of Jamaica is flood prone, low line, water saturated because lack of drain cleaning. So any amount of heavy rain can. So all of them have to do, be careful. Especially everybody down a seaside will live on the low line between the sea and the lake. We need to be careful. Remember, we have flood before in 1986, which was quite something. So, and something where we don't know if it cannot happen. We've seen it happen at life-threatening level before. So, want to be careful. There are systems where, yes, there was a tug of war to get to remove Everard Warmington from Parliament, from the cabinet where they met that blunder about the money. But Parliament have systems. Juliet Holness, the Speaker of the House, have systems that they can suspend MPs will make certain blunders or put certain restriction or whatever around them for some reason or whatever. Those systems are there. Ladybug said they're having light rain as well. June 86, wasn't it? Those systems are there. The problem is the cronyism and the nepotism and all of the ism. Summerway Road, them swell under the asphalt. I just puff up. This is the problem, Karen, why I say to the government, and they need to roll out this nationally. We cannot continue to use mall. It is what is mashing up our roads. We need to put with asphalt and a concrete base. So at least dirty government, mix up like a cement in the mall with water before you put it down. Then you will have a firmer base to lay the asphalt on. Thereby, when the rain fall, you don't have that easy lift up and bust up. But one of thief, we always thief with money in the billions, but we never have if you spend pound with at no time at all. Colin, how are you? We don't have if you spend pound with, but we don't thief in the billions. And let me tell you, the church, let me tell you something. Pray for yourself. Because the truth are exposed more and more on a dirty pastors, on a dirty church. Pray for yourself. Let me ask you something. You never say prayer help anything? Do you think prayer can help Haiti? What can help Haiti is to tell thief in America to get out of Haiti. Thief in France to get out of Haiti. Prayer not needed in Haiti. What is needed in Haiti? It's for America and France to leave us alone and make we handle with affairs. It's the intervention of America and France that is the problem. This is not a prayer issue. Why the open money won't thief and we are Sunday daytime when they don't use it help the people? Why everything on the send we go pray? And when you want something on come beg with drunk crow? Dirty church, what is wrong with you? When you want help on come beg? And then when it's about poor people, not tell them to go pray. Why you don't go pray when you want help? Why you don't pray to God on Sunday, say, to protect people from giving away them livelihood to thieving pastors? Everything on the tell come pray, come pray, come pray. Why you don't stop thief? Why you don't stop abuse people behind the altar? Why you don't stop using the altar as a place to shield your criminality? Your stealing, your child molestation, and all of the criminality. Your mental abuse against the population. Why you don't go pray? You don't see the churches falling apart because it was never anything meaningful from the start. The church is one of the biggest area of criminality. Why you not go pray for the sins and leave we alone and tell America and France to get out of Haiti? That's what the problem actually is. You may think the problem is something else other than that. Tell America and France, get out of our business and we will fix it. Leave us in a damn waste, useless prayer to do bugger all. Like we never say prayer help us in slavery till now. White people still dig out the life resources out of Africa and the Caribbean. Europe and America is still digging out the life resources. Have we not been praying? You damn fools. Have we not been praying? Have they stopped stealing? Have we not been praying? Have our government stopped being corrupt? You bunch of morons. You the churches. All I don't know. Bunch of morons. Bloody pickpockets. Tell us everything. We must go pray. And when you don't want to come to we come beg. So why you don't go pray when you don't want something? Why you don't go pray on Sunday and Saturday? And stop scam and rob the people them. Everything on the tell we go pray, go pray, go pray. Go pray, go pray, go pray. Go find something do. Wicked church. This is another failure, an empty promise of Andrew Holness, as Mark Golden suggests. For the Prime Minister to have completed 2 terms and now to be telling us that bureaucracy is holding back things. The Prime Minister, since 2020, has a mandate in Parliament that would allow him to put policies in place to alleviate the long-winded bureaucracy he criticized and is talking about and is promising to do diddly squat about, Prime Minister, isn't it? Failed promises, re-promises, repackaged promises. I don't remember if they remember that promises, so let me promise them that promise again, Prime Minister. Jesus have mercy. The man you not have nothing about him. So Chilani Taylor wants more substance than hype from politics. While the roads need to be fixed and residents need water, there must be things put in place for sustainable development, Prime Minister, like we invest in our agriculture. That would create more job. We make sure or farm roads are fixed, Prime Minister. We make sure our agri-processing facilities are utilized, Prime Minister. We make sure we invest to grow, Prime Minister. We don't just walk and tell the lie them. This is one of the things that most people are fed up of you within a Prime Minister, the lies. I mean, you just come with them thick and fast. So you don't care if we want to listen. You don't care if we believe or not. You just run with it. It's like you're a run with it government. And all on your own. Because if you notice, majority of them, majority of your team, they're not even helping you. You're just been left to run with it, Prime Minister. Because the truth is, they know that you're a sinking ship. The problem is, why do they decide to go down with you? Look, Edmund Bartlett. This is another disrespect from the government. The tourism sector has been disgruntled. What you do not hear is Colonel Charles, the Minister of Labor, or Edmund Bartlett, the Minister of Tourism. You heard none of those two came to Parliament and make a statement, because that is what in the Westminster political system, that is what would have been required given the upheaval and breakaway of people calling for more wages and better working rights and conditions. It's not just the working rights, the conditions as well. The Jamaican Labour Party government is still yet to address us in Parliament and that issue. That to tell you, say, they really don't care about it, because there should be a statement or a joint statement from those two. But it look like Angela understand tourism, seeing run and take over there, so I'm pushing himself in front of the mic. But Edmund Bartlett is rather telling you, this is excellent news for our country, our farmers, manufacturers, artisans, and other small, medium enterprise. It's opened up a vast market for the local product. Jamaica ready for expanding role for the cruising industry. Edmund Bartlett, isn't it a lie? Let me find that woman who are telling us, say, them not get anything out of the cruising industry because of how una have things set. I wonder if I want that piece of land there where the craft market people them depend. But let's listen to this woman, because this what Edmund Bartlett is telling is lie compared to what this woman is saying.
I don't want somebody to give me fish. I like to fish for myself. I'm a very independent woman. This place has been like this forever since I've known it, from I was a child coming up. And I haven't seen any repairs done. Where is the millions?
So we are sitting here on items for days and weeks and months and years, and nobody come inside here, and all we are crying out, nobody seems to answer our cry.
My name is Charlene. I want to lament on what the Prime Minister spoke about.
Lauren Taylor, Beverly Echo.
I am not really pleased. It's a drop in a bucket for me, for you to, and I think it's an insult for you to come and tell me, hey, you're going to give me a waiver for my shop rent for the period of December and January, and then you went to extend it until June when the ship here open. Listen to me, Mr. Prime Minister. I'm not going to be nice to you, because this is way off of what my problem and my concern is. I have related my concern to my president in this market, and I know she had put it in letter of what my concern is. I'm having a grave issue in getting my shop into a transfer state where I can apply for a JTB license. So I can go to the bank and open an account just to know that I can, when the bank asks me a reference, where do I get my money from? I can say I'm a craft trader. This is a grave issue. Not for you to come and tell me that you're going to assist me in paying my shop rent. I don't want somebody to give me fish. I like to fish for myself. I'm a very independent woman. You take a look in the craft market. Look at behind here. Look at the state. This place has been like this forever since I've known it, from I was a child coming up. And I haven't seen any repairs done. Where is the millions that you're saying this is $1 million ministry? Where is it? I am so pissed off. I had to come here speaking to one of my colleagues here this morning because of what the statement you have made. I am not pleased. I'm a very independent woman. I don't want somebody to tell me you're going to help me pay rent. Pay rent for what? I want to make my money. You come in here and you fix this property. Where's the millions going to? That same ship here we have to pay to go out there. Where's those millions that we pay to go out there? Those millions that we're paying to go out there to make $1. Those millions should be coming back into this market to try and build it. Where I don't have to lift up these heavy goods to go out there to make $1. I have to get up 4 o'clock in the morning, drag bags and everything to go out there, and then you're going to look at me in the conference and telling me that you think I'm frightened over you paying a rent, 6 to 8 months rent for me. Do you think I'm frightened over that? I am not frightened over it. I don't know where this country going to, you know, but I'm not going down with the sinking ship, sir. So you just really go around in circle and come back again. Come back with a strategy, because that's not what we're asking for. Why didn't you think about getting a bus and getting a bus for us so we can shuckle tourists off of the boat to take the shuckle and the tourists about people coming in here? We have 30 people going out on the ship here. Every month, 30 people out of 300 craft traders in here. 30 more have to be fed out there, and we have to wait again for another set to go out there to eat. And you're going to tell me you're going to pay my shop rent for what? So I must wait for 4 or 5 months, dying of hunger, for my rest of my colleagues to eat before I come and wait for going on the ship here. Do you know the operation of going out on the ship here, sir? Do you know the depth of operation that is going on in this country? I'm wondering, sir. I am wondering. I am displeased because I'm a voter. I am not a dieted laborite. I am not dieted PNP. But I did vote for you, so I'm not scared to tell you. I vote for you because I vote. I thought you were young. You were going to come with better. 18 years you keep on. I hate this country coming to talk about 18 years of what the PNP done. Listen, we know what they did. I voted for you to give you a chance to do better or make some changes. I don't see any changes. I've seen worse. I feel like I'm in shackles.
I say it is good. I accept it. But it's how long that bellyful is going to last. It won't last for long, right? After that, we're still hungry, right? Where is the food? Where is the food coming from after that? And what the Prime Minister is saying and doing, that won't put money in our pocket, right? That won't help us to buy goods to put in our shop, right? Because there's nothing that we are holding in our hands. There's nothing at all. It is just to go back to the UDC. And somewhere in their taxes, they're gonna receive it back. So all what the Prime Minister is doing, right, which he should have been doing as a long time, as a young man who come and understand what suffering is. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister loses everything. He sees the condition of the craft market. He sees the suffering of the craft market, and he has done nothing. And it is not just the craft market now. The whole center has suffer. The whole craft fraternity has suffer.
So what would you like to see happen?
Improvement on the craft market for the UDC, who is our landlord, to come in and see and develop the craft market, improve it. That when the tourists them come, they don't turn away.
Edmund Bartlett, I saw now go get more. It look like this a part of the give back as well. Lavina Harden, Yvette Campbell. Why Mr. Campbell? Yvette Grant, sorry. And the lady, I tell you, say, I only 30 vendors get the chance a month to go out there because they have shafted the Jamaican people, June 26, in the tourism industry. They have shafted the Jamaican people and they make sure so them multinational or them foreign friend them where them care come outbid the Jamaican people, just like how the unequal practice drive out a lot of Jamaicans out of business in the supermarket industry because we don't regulate the Chinese them. We just allow them to run riot in our country business-wise to the detriment of our wealth creation as descendant of the enslaved. Nothing now go right, you know? Nothing now go right for you. How would you say again? This year Minister Docility says, cause I know Favor always half asleep. Favor defend the $20,000. What my challenge to you, Miss Williams? Produce to us, provide to us in January your supermarket bill for your Christmas shopping. Show us, Favor Williams, your supermarket bill for your Christmas shopping. And I want a Jamaican to use $20,000 during Christmas and make sure them show to the world where them get out of the $20,000. Because Favor I walk and defend the 20,000, you know. These people have no disrespect, they have no respect for us. It is so irritating that this is not 1980, no. 1980, $20,000 all truckload of money, isn't it? 1980, 20,000 Jamaican dollars would be an awful lot of money to the hand and the ears. This is 2024. It is 100 UK pound. It is 126 US dollars. This is what the Jamaica government is asking us to rejoice over. This is why the government, this is what the government expect the people of Jamaica to vote them a third term for $20,000. Why would cheap? Favor with cheap. Because if I remember rightly, Favor Williams, before you leave the Ministry of Education, you couldn't account for 700 billion. A billion on a thief in no Favor. Favor, one on a thief. One on a thief with hair in no hand. A iron hand on a thief with Favor Williams. One on a take up, put in a pocket, tomok and lap. $20,000. And with the walk and rejoice. Boy, that woman a fool. Nigel Clark did even fooler. Because Nigel Clark make up the surgery. Because on a no son on deliver prosperity. But because instead on a thing so we're cheap and we're hungry, a cheap and hungry, you know. That's what must go tell it on the mountain that this government has delivered prosperity in 20,000. This is not $200,000, you know. It is not 200,000 Jamaican dollars we're talking about. We're talking about 20,000. 20,000. 100 pound. 100 pound. Where foreign foreign family, I send more than that to them family for Christmas, Prime Minister. And you will walk and talk. £100, Prime Minister. £100, you know. £100. Yes. £100. Reach and spark, walk and talk. National Work Agency says the persistent rainfall has dampened effort to repair Jamaica's deteriorating road network. It points out that the government has made allocations for 3 billion Reach road repair program and a 1.5 billion constituency based maintenance cleanup program and an upcoming 45 billion Spark project set to begin this fiscal year. Hey, note this fiscal year. I don't know what if the fiscal year in Jamaica ends in December or it ends in March. But before them come with the fiscal year, Galangin, Cheshire, Jamaica, before them come with the fiscal year, Galangin, remember Nesta Morgan keep telling us we will see Spark started. Mexican, how are you? We will see Spark money start spent before the end of December. Now, when does the financial year ends in the Jamaican government? Is it December, end of December, or end of March? Devon, yes, on WhatsApp. So, what may I tell you? It's just a Russian roulette. Americ Lambert, how are you? It is really a Russian roulette with this prime minister and trying to fool us March 31st. All right. The fiscal year end March 31st. So you see what they say are so set to begin this fiscal year. So it's no more going to be where it's going to start. We're going to see Spark start before the end of the year. That's what Nesta says a couple weeks ago. Prime, how are you? Unique, Ray. Real sweet. That's what Nesta said a couple weeks ago, before the end of the year. Now they switch to the end of the fiscal year because that goes all the way to March, you see. You see all them people that keep playing with over and over and over as if we're not listening to them. Canadian girl is from last November. Yes. Andrew, remember last conference, it was what Brogard plastered us with, the Spark project. That is how they treat us as their workers for their company, which is Jamaica. True. Remember, the Prime Minister outlined Spark at conference last November 2023. We expected, remember they went to a phase of consultation and all of the malarkeys. The money rolled out in a budget in a March, or when Nigel Clark make the mess of, but then again Nigel Clark make a mess of the budget in a March. So maybe I hit make Spark still cold, because you know the Spark have a little heat for Spark, isn't it, Prime Minister? So maybe so. I hit make Spark now Spark because it's still cold, Prime Minister. Why may I tell you, I'm fed up of that man? I mean, no Jamaican fed up of you, but I'm fed up of Andrew Holness lying, Andrew Holness trying to ram down with truth. Say mass killing is, me have to talk, me have to show the writing because me can't. Me no bright like the Prime Minister for talking like I talk straight out of my head like him. Them are bright people thinking where you make up new theory and new principle and new definition because of that you're doing a Prime Minister. The multiple victim violent incident, a new principle you create in a criminal law. You need to show your thesis, Prime Minister. Come here and read it. All my years of reading law, 6 years of it, Prime Minister, immersed in law school. I've never heard anything of such multiple victim violent incident. Don't you think it would have been easy and short a Prime Minister for just a mass murder? Look how quick it done, Prime Minister. Mass murder. Done. But in order for me call it, me have to write it down and look upon it because I'm not used to the principle. So it's hard for me grapple with it. Anyway, my people, Andrew Holness now mad way. But Ricardo Brooks, please stop insult me. Me don't know how much Clifford pay you. Me don't know how much gratuitous payment you get. Me don't know what Clifford give you for your holiday package as a worker and all that jazz. But please don't insult me with $20,000. Not because you go from DC to khaki suit. Don't mean to say we figure from worse to worse. Doesn't really mean that. Tell the government, say, you know, they have a propaganda for talk how good them do for we in a COVID. And if one of them could have just able to show we what the Jamaican government did for Jamaicans during COVID, you know, I would take the time to sit down and listen because I want to know. I want to know. So I will take the time to sit down and listen. Can somebody please try and sit me down and explain to me what the Jamaican government did for Jamaicans during COVID? Because the wicked government, them foreign did an awful lot for us. And the first time plantation workers get a proper rest. Yes. And them feed while we were resting. While you, the Jamaican plantation, were resting, were you been feeding? Ask yourself that question. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning on the Global Television Group. Thanks to those who have joined us on the gram. Thanks to TikTok, Kathy, and everyone who has joined. Mexican, Claudette Black, Shock Boss, J. Ross, and everybody, thank you for joining us this morning. To everyone on my YouTube channels, thanks for your continuous support. Even though sometimes I have to go to war over the little likes and share, but thank you all very much. You've been a great support. You've always been supportive. And I want to say to all of my viewers, listeners, and supporters in North America, have a happy and a blessed Thanksgiving. Enjoy food, love, and family. Thank you very much, and good morning, good afternoon from the Global Television Group.
I truly believe our political system needs some fixing. Too much you hear about corrupt politicians and nothing happen. Too much you hear about politicians who take away poor people money and none of them reach in jail. And to the young people at home or wherever you are, and to all Jamaicans, I have one question for you. Take a look at your communities. Take a look at the sliding dollar. Take a look at the failing healthcare and ask yourselves, where is the progress? Where is the progress that this arrogant and disrespectful government keeps talking about? With this existing callous government, matters have gone from bad to worse.